Okay, so I bet you there is a mod to swap Alistair to Hardened without having to replay the whole fucking thing again. Let's see. Meta game items. Machiavellian Tome. Sets or unsets Hardened flag. That's it. So we can fix them before we go in there. Or a console command, probably even better. I can't believe one line in that sister scene, which doesn't even seem like it, is what hardens them. It's so dumb. Open the console. Run Dragon Age with console. There it is. Run script ZZ underscore den underscore debug. Party options. Modify relationships. Wait, what? I have to go to camp.
As you say.
I had to load right before we left the LandsMeet thing. So party options, mod relationships, Alistair, Alistair has changed. Boom. Backup save. Now all is fixed.
As you say.
Indeed. 'Cause, 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 '
we get the good ending. It's, to be fair though, it's really not that easy to make a man hard, honestly, right? Come on. Tank versus tank, round 2. What does it do? The game has a really dumb design where a person's entire personality is determined by one choice and one seed.
I am not surprised it has come to this. And Alistair, if you were even remotely worthy of being called Merrick, the nobles of Ferelden will confirm. He has done terrible things. I know it. I know.
Let me go save him.
Very well.
Tell us, what do they offer you? How much is the price? And once we open our borders to the Chevaliers, whatever Howe may have done, he should have been brought before the Seneschal. But enough of this.
I would have already been killed, if not for this.
I stand with the Warden. The Blight is...
Traitors! What? Will you face me yourself, or have you a champion? It is...
Alright, tank time.
As you say.
Come on now. Round 2.
Wonderful! Yes!
Wonderful. Yes. One of these days I'll hit him, and he will take damage.
Yes!
Today's not that day, apparently.
Well done.
How do you miss when he's stunned? Boom. Boom. Whoa, 252.
Wonderful! I underestimated you, Warden. I thought you were like Kalen, a child wanting to play at war. I was wrong. There's a strength in you that I have not seen anywhere since Marek died. I yield.
I accept your surrender.
I didn't just hear you say that. You're going to let him live? After everything he's done? Kill him already!
Wait, there is another option. The Taean is a warrior and
That Dan
general of
W look.
renown. Let him be of use. Let him go through the joining.
Would that even work? He's not exactly loyal to us.
What does loyalty matter? We are what we are. The joining binds us to the Darkspawn. You know this. If you were to forswear your oath and flee today, you'd find yourself in the deep roads, or the blight lands given time. You'd seek them out, or they'd seek you.
The joining itself is often fatal, is it not? If he survives, you gain a general. If not, you have your revenge. Doesn't that satisfy you?
Absolutely not! Riordan, this man abandoned our brothers and then blamed us for the deed. He hunted us down like animals. He tortured you! How can we simply forget that?
Riordan has a point. We should put him through the joining.
Joining the Wardens is an honor, not a punishment. Name him a Warden and you cheapen us all. I will not stand next to him as a brother. I won't!
We need all the help we can get, Alistair.
Loghain is a traitor. We need him like we need to be stabbed in the back. Or have you forgotten how his being a great general didn't help the last time? I didn't want to be king. I still don't. But if that's what it takes to see Loghain get justice, then I'll do it. I'll take the crown.
Listen to this. Can you see how disastrous a king he'd be? Putting his own selfish desires above the needs of his country? You can't seriously support him.
I thought the two of you were going to marry.
And I thought you weren't going to stab me in the back. Funny how nothing ever turns out like you thought.
Alistair, compose yourself.
Fine, you want Loghain and the Grey Wardens so badly? Then I'll be leaving the Wardens to marry Honora.
Yes! Good, let's get on with this.
Right.
And now, lords and ladies of Ferelden, there is still a blight to defeat, and armies to gather. And I appoint this man to lead us in both. We will not allow this land be further threatened by the Archdemon. Gather your forces, and await the Warden's command. On the morrow, we shall begin our struggle against the greatest threat Ferelden has ever faced. And we shall triumph over it, for we are Ferelden.
You are called upon to submit yourself to the Taint for the greater good. From this moment forth, you are a Grey Warden.
I understand.
So it's done. My father lives, and for good or ill, he is now a Grey Warden. Thank you for giving him the opportunity to undergo the ritual. It couldn't have been easy.
No. Even in my first playthrough, when I had no idea what happened, I still wanted Loghain to go in the Grey Wardens because we need Grey Wardens. And he was most likely die in their joining anyways. And plus, it puts a limit on his life. He can only live 30 years. And at least he can atone for his bad shit by fighting with us, the Blight, and atone for what he's done. Because, you know, it's easy and feels good to just murder somebody, but why murder somebody when you can use them to help you? You know? That's just my thought on it. It's like, yeah, we could just kill him, and that feels good, but we're against the Blight, and even he does want to kill the Blight, and it's like, He has a lot to redeem himself for.
He does indeed. And my future husband is upstairs, no doubt glaring out of the window and pouting. He is so much like Kaelin, it's disturbing.
I think he will make a good king.
Maybe. He certainly seems more determined than I recall. You're doing, I imagine.
Yes, I got him harder.
Has left for Redcliffe, and tells me that our armies have almost fully gathered there. I will be heading there myself. Bring your companions, and join us at Redcliffe Castle as soon as you are able. You have united for Elden Warden. Now we face the Blight.
To the Blight. The final battle. The final battle.
Here, Corella, taste this. Tell me if it's in need of any more spice.
Literally none of this helps, but I'll just take it anyways.
We'll need white sugar for those cakes, Ilana, not barley sugar. There for the all.
Like buffing up the armies really doesn't do much. Honestly, it really doesn't. I don't think it does much at all. If it does, I never noticed what the hell it did. It's the final countdown. Alright, let's see. Let's give Zebrin hopefully a couple good weapons for once. That'd be nice. Oh, let's give Liliana some good stuff. Range critical chance is really, really freaking good for her. Gloves of Guile, armor penetration. I think those are pretty good. Cunning creationist. Nope. Alright, so we do need to redo Loghain. Oh, he's set as a tank, isn't he? Alistair took my armor! That bastard. Well, he's actually got pretty decent gear on. That helmet looks awful on him, though. That looks so bad. Oh, I'm sorry. King Alistair. You're right. It is King Alistair. His Majesty, the King. Let's exit. Get rid of the memory leak and run it. Oh, does everyone have something special to say right before the end? Hello.
This is a nice estate, isn't it? What's on your mind?
Goodbye.
It is no trouble. This is a nice What's on your mind? It is no...
I don't think everyone. So I think that we're going to get the best of the best ending from...
His lordship has gone on to Redcliffe.
And best ending is subjective because what you think is best will be different. Some people like a perfect everyone lives happily ever after ending.
You know, I could get to like this. The last time I came to Denerim, I stayed at an inn so filthy the bedbugs had fleas. Your wish?
Goodbye. Who am I talking to? Final onslaught. Head to Redcliffe.
Yes.
No, not you. Not yet. I'll do you when I have to do you. Not right now. Actually, he would be much more useful as a melee DPS. I think I should respec him, honestly. I think I'll do that, because I really don't... It's going to take forever if he's a tank. We don't need two tanks. Stinging Swarm. Logain.
Yes.
Come here. Logain, could you please drink that for me, buddy? Get you about 40 strength. It's 18, about 20 willpower. 20 of con. 30 ought to do it. It's more willpower. Yeah, it is only one level, but it's for the final fight. We kind of need him to be good. Otherwise, he's just going to make the fight take forever if he's not good at combat. Nope, not that one. Two-handed. You'll see why we need Logan for the final fight. If you don't know why yet, you will. Don't worry. Alright, I think that's good. Okay, we'll have you be a scrapper. We're gonna have you take on. Get you a good two-handed weapon now. This has to be halfway decent at two-handed to be useful. Otherwise, he's going to be a pain in the butt. All right, let's go back to camp. Who's getting benched for low gain? Probably Leliana. But then again, probably Morrigan. I don't know. Although she may get pissed with our decisions later, so I don't know. Yeah, I think Morgan will get pissed, so I might have to...
Very generous, Warden. If you need staff after the battle, I shall do it.
Yeah, I think she'll get pissed. Do we have a... Well, we'll just take Agra and stuff, because he's
Keep
not...
us in mind.
Ogren, I'm not going to use you in the final battle, so I'll take your... That's a really good weapon. Yeah, I'll take that ageless. Currently has nothing on. Two willpower. It's fine. I can keep. Nope, melee crit chance. We want that for sure. And then give him the ageless weapon, which is really fucking good. No, we're just gonna have Ogren have, you know, a good weapon, just not as good as he currently has.
Are you sure I can't interest you in this? I'm sure you...
All right. Actually, this gotta be interesting.
I passed your test. Fate has a twisted sense of humor, it seems. I suppose you think I'm some sort of monster. More so since I survived your ritual. You keep striking at me, and I just refuse to die decently.
I don't think you're a monster.
You're a poor liar, you know. It's kind of you to say so all the same. We must settle things between us somehow or other, or neither of us will get any work done. So, what will it be?
We're gonna have to work together.
Is that punishment meant for me or for you? And just like that, we're allies. I can't imagine it's so simple. I don't know what concession you want from me, Warden. I expect my word will not satisfy you.
You're a Grey Warden now, too, you know.
Indeed, I'd almost forgotten that. Thank you for the reminder. I think it's time we got to the point here. What do you want from me? I can't imagine that you spared my life in the Landsmeet by accident. You have some plan in mind.
I've played the game before, so I do have a plan for you. Death's too easy. Your sentence is life as a Grey Warden.
That's the harsher punishment, certainly, and I can hardly argue that it's more than I deserve. I suppose I ought to be grateful. I have at least some chance now of putting right some of the things I have done. Despite what we each wanted, we're both here now facing the same enemy, and we can be of use to one another, however little we may enjoy that fact.
You're gonna have to prove your worth here.
I never doubted that. We should speak no more of this at present. Time's wasting. Did you want something?
Why do you hate Orlais so much?
Hate doesn't describe it. I've seen painted, masked lords beat an old farmer to death with riding crops. To this day, I don't know why. Is that hate? I saw good, sensible men fight armored chevaliers with nothing. no weapons, no armies, not even hope of success to see the occupation end. Is that hate?
Maybe it isn't hate, but isn't right either.
Nothing about war is right. It's a force of nature, like rain, or wind, or faith. It simply exists, and we deal with its consequences.
You fought for the right reasons then. Why not now?
My reasons weren't wrong. I wanted to defend my home. I made tactical errors, however. In any case, there's no use discussing this. We have much work left to do.
I wanted to ask you something first.
Very well, then.
How well did you know King Merrick?
He was my friend. If he'd wanted to conquer the Fade, I would have led the charge.
What made Merrick such a great king?
There are men who inspire such devotion that everyone around would lay down their lives for him. And there are men who would come and go from this world, and no one notes it. What makes them so? Your guess is as good as mine. Merrick was remarkable. That's all I can say of him.
How did you meet Merrick?
I was hunting, well, poaching, to be entirely honest, when a boy my own age came stumbling out of the woods. He was so dirty, you'd have thought he'd been dug up out of the ground.
What happened then?
He was bloody, exhausted, and obviously being hunted. I offered to take him to my father's camp.
And that boy was Merrick?
Yes. I didn't find out who he was for a while, though. But I've rattled on for too long already. We should get moving.
Why didn't he acknowledge Alistar?
He nearly did. Merrick was never one to avoid his duty. And given his preference, he would have acknowledged his son no matter the circumstance. But he had more than his honor to think of. It would have ruined Rowan, after all. She'd be reduced to a concubine in the eyes of our neighbors, and put Kaelin's status as heir in question. So Merrick made the hard choice. Eamon offered to raise the boy, and that was that.
Do you see all this delicious lore we would have missed out on if we killed him? So it was all politics?
Kings don't get the luxury of escaping politics. But we've been idle long enough. We should get moving.
I wanted to ask you something first.
Very well, then.
Were you really going to kill Anora?
Anora always did have a flair for the dramatic. She could have been a bard.
Why would she invent such a story?
Anora is a politician at heart. There's one thing she knows. It's how to move people.
Why me, though?
Is that a serious question? Is there someone else you know of who could stand up to the landsmeet? But enough about Anora. We ought to get moving. Very well, then.
What would you have done if you'd won?
I suppose that depends on how much of the kingdom was left by then. Once the border was secure, the army would have regrouped to push back the Darkspawn in the south.
How could you afford to divide our forces?
We couldn't, especially after Ostagar. It wasn't an ideal plan, but it seemed necessary at the time. In any case, there's no use discussing this. We have much work left to do. Very well, then.
What was Anora like as a child?
So far as anyone could tell, she was the undisputed monarch of the whole world. She'd fall, skin her knees, and command them to stop stinging. It may have worked, too.
Did she have many friends?
Guaran sits in between the Brazilian forest and the sea. It's far from the old Tevinter roads. The village by our keep was never even as big as Redcliffe. There are always a few children around. Charcoal burners, sons and daughters mostly, or the children of servants. They formed into noisy gangs in the courtyard for their games. But Honora never joined them.
That sounds lonely.
Perhaps it was. She read a great deal. She followed her mother like a shadow about the gardens. She practiced archery and sword play. She was never idle. Solitude isn't terrible, you know. She had a free reign over the woods. If you're expecting some particular insight into my daughter's character, I'm afraid I'm probably not the best source. I'm hardly impartial.
Are you and Nora close?
I think you already know the answer to that. But this is not really the time or place to discuss my daughter. We have work to do. Very well, then.
Never mind.
Of course.
I'm gonna give you some cake, because I think you need it.
You and your friends are formidable folk, indeed. I'm sure...
I'm gonna buy you some cake, because I need you to be getting your passive stat bonuses, sir. Oh, we do have a couple of stuff for him, so let's do that first.
I'm surprised. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome.
I'm surprised.
I'll bet you are. I don't think... You want a veal bone?
Thanks. I don't think that's wise. Thanks. I don't think that's wise.
Mm-hmm. A little bit of Duncan's shield. Well, we didn't ditch Alistair. We just made him king. And if we can't be with a king, we have to. We're a Grey Warden.
Thanks. 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 Thanks.
There you go.
I suppose I shouldn't be surprised at your success. You beat me.
Thanks.
Perhaps you can do this after all.
You had your doubts?
It hardly matters now. I've certainly been mistaken about you before. Do you want something? I suppose I have a moment.
Do you think Alistair will make a good king?
Eamon is a shrewd man. He'll be advising the boy. He'll do all right, I suppose.
You don't think Alistair can manage on his own?
He had no education in governing, politics, or diplomacy. And though I know you don't wish to hear this, he doesn't strike me as a talented amateur. Your friend may get good advice from Eamon, but he's weak. All the bands know it. You can see them. A pack of wild dogs waiting for a bone. The first chance they get, they'll pry concessions out of him. They'll pick at the throne until it's only a gilded chair with no power or authority at all.
Thank you. What would Honora do differently?
Honora, as you may have already noticed, is clever enough to manipulate the bands. She can make alliances and play them against one another to get what she wants. This discussion profits no one. I may be wrong. I will certainly hope so. As you wish. Honora is a good queen. She has been for 5 years now.
Then why did you take power from her?
Whatever she might think, I never took power from Honora. She may have felt threatened, but I most pointedly did not remove her from the throne. In all seriousness, Honora is formidable. You should know that by now.
But will she be good for Ferelden?
I'm not a seer. If I could predict the future, I wouldn't be here now. Honora is strong enough to endure. She may make a few mistakes along the way, but she'll survive them. But this isn't the time to discuss such things. As you wish.
Never mind.
Of course. Do you want something? I suppose I have a moment. Of course.
Well, okay. So now it is time, chat. It is time.
Indeed.
Yes.
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 It's time to kill the archdemon. I'm making Logain redeem himself. Redcliffe survivor. Oh my god, they...
It's you! The Grey Warden! Andraste's mercy that you got here when you did. I thought for sure these monsters were going to get me.
What happened? Where is everyone?
They all fled to the castle this morning, before the Darkspawn arrived. I thought I could make it to my home and back before they got here, but it took me too long to get down here. What a relief you arrived.
Is the archdemon here?
I didn't see anything that I'd call an archdemon. Isn't that supposed to be a big dragon? No, nothing like that. I'm going to get out of here before any more of those things arrive. Thank you again.
Let's save. We have Darkspawn. Ugh! Kill him! Boom. Dude. Kill him. Looks like they're all low level, thankfully. We don't have any AoE in this group though, which does kind of suck. The Darkspawn are monsters, literally. Oh, can you always keep haste up for us, please? Thank you. That'll at least help. Okay, can you please scatter shot? Man, she's just annihilating everything. Yeah, Wilson was pretty fun, but unfortunately it's very, very buggy. Yeah, all the enemies here are very low level, which is good. Makes you feel like a badass, like you've gotten better. Ah, I got the ogre. Kill the others. Liliana. Scatter shot. Logain, don't abandon me. Get in there. Whoosh! she got them all. Damn. Okay, go ahead and give him a little healy wheelie. Okay, you need to, I'm missing some of your skills. Let's add that one on there. Uh-oh, Logain is currently... Okay, now heal him. Okay, you need to get that guy down, please. Boom, 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 boom.
It's a fine thing we've done.
Dun, dun, dun. No AoE is going to be a pain in the butt, but we'll manage somehow.
As you say.
Yeah, we'll probably play some Dragon Age 2 soon. Maybe not right away, but pretty soon. Where am I going? Did I kill them all or no? Yeah, it's true. We'll have armies. We'll just have to get through groups. In the last fight, we don't really need AoE. We just need to single target, which 200 warriors aren't good at single target. Okay, let's get up to the top. Yeah, like Dragon Age 2, I wouldn't. It's not terrible. It's just a bad Dragon Age game. Like, it was an okay action game, but it just wasn't Dragon Age. This game was so good and deep, and the second game was, like, not that. Uh-oh.
Yes.
Woo! Damn. That wrecked so many of them. Everyone get the caster down. The caster is the most deadly. Where the hell is he going? How dare he? Dispel me, please. Oh my god, from behind. Okay, we need to, get him, win! We do have a little bit of AoE. Okay, you need to heal everybody. Okay, heal. Okay. Get that alpha down. Oh no, there's an emissary over there. Where did she die? You're gonna have to get her up. Oh no, she's in the middle of that pack. Okay. I'm on it! Get her up. Drink. Potion. Do. Get him. Die, witch! Uh-oh. Ogre! That's just an ogre alpha. Smite thee, villain! Taunt! Don't get scared, just get mad. Every fight's beatable. Okay, heal me.
My lord, you're here. Thank goodness.
What happened here?
I don't rightly know. Riordan of the Grey Wardens arrived this morning, just ahead of the Darkspawn. I was told he has urgent news and to send out patrols to watch for your arrival. Then we were attacked.
Wait, I must prepare. Oh. Riordan, what's he doing here?
I don't rightly know. Things happened so fast, I only know he was scouting in the south before he arrived.
Take me inside. There must be no more delays.
I should take you to the hall right away, my lord. They'll be waiting for you there.
It's a relief to see you unharmed. And you as well, Loghain.
Yes, what a pleasure to see you again.
The Darkspawn that attacked Redcliffe were relatively few in number, I'm afraid. It was assumed the Horde was marching in this direction, but that is not true.
Riordan tells us that the bulk of the Horde is in fact heading towards Denerim. They are perhaps 2 days away from the capital.
How certain are we that this is good information?
I ventured close enough to listen in, as it were. I am quite certain.
Why did we think they were headed here?
The Darkspawn line is wide, and many of them roam away from the main Horde. Until now, most of them have been spotted here in the west.
Not to mention that our forces have been distracted by the Civil War.
There is, I'm afraid, one other piece of news that is of even greater concern. The Archdemon has shown itself. The dragon is at the head of the Horde.
Make her preserve us.
Oh,
and we won't be able to reach Denerim within 2 days.
We must begin a forced march to the capital immediately with what we have. Denerim must be defended at all costs.
Is it even possible to reach the city in time?
Perhaps not. But what is important is that we know where the Archdemon will be. If we do not defeat the Archdemon, it will not matter if Denerim is saved or the Horde defeated. And only the Grey Wardens can defeat the Archdemon. That is why we must go.
Then we march. And hope the army collected here gives you the chance you need. Arleman, how long before the army can set out?
By daybreak, Your Majesty.
Then give the order. The longer we delay, the longer Denerim will be at the mercy of the Horde.
And just how are we supposed to defeat this archdemon?
An excellent question.
Then...
Well, thank you.
Don't know. Of course not. You're both new recruits Duncan wouldn't have expected.
I will give the orders at once, and will notify you the moment we are ready to march.
Excellent.
Perhaps you and Loghain should meet me before you retire for the evening. There are things we need to speak of.
I will have someone show you to your rooms. I suggest you all get some rest while you can. We will need it.
What could you possibly tell me about this? Surely we just kill the archdemon, then it's dead.
And what word have we from Orzammar? Has House Claret sent their men, or haven't they?
They're stalling, which is as good as a no.
House Claret's feud with House Romald has flared up again since their son died in that Deep Roads business. So naturally they're pleading the need for self-defense.
Fine time to start with that nonsense again. I've half a mind to... Evening to you, Grey Warden. I didn't realize you were still up and about.
Is there a problem with the Dwarven forces?
Nothing that can be dealt with now, I'm afraid. Just one of the houses being thicker than the stone that made them.
Once all of this blight business is done, there will be a reckoning in the Assembly.
They're probably half hoping we'll all wind up dead. That way they'll have one of the strongest forces left in Orzammar.
Enough to face the Darkspawn all on their own, I suppose? That's exactly the kind of half-arse thinking that got us into the mess after Endrin passed.
It was our good fortune that you decided to go to Orzammar when you did, Grey Warden. For all that a surfacer needed our help, I expect we needed yours more.
Shouldn't you all be resting?
Resting? Who can rest after the march we had just getting here? You tall races have it so easy.
That, and we're kept up thinking about the coming battle.
Are things truly that desperate? Do we stand a chance of losing?
We will find a way to win. We must.
I hope you're right. Under the open sky is a terrible place to consider dying, that's for sure.
Right. Off to camp with both of you, and keep the drunkenness to a minimum. We have a long way to go yet. Pleasant evening to you, Grey Warden, and good fortune on the field of battle.
Thank you, mighty dwarves. You're both honorable and strong.
I shall do.
What's on your mind?
Nothing.
It is no trouble.
Goodbye. Oh, hello.
Enchantment? Enchantment!
Enchantment! Put that in there.
Enchantment?
Enchantment, Dancy.
Enchantment!
Well, let's throw some of this stuff in there.
Enchantment?
Enchantment.
Enchantment!
And there we go. Everyone's just chilling in here. Botanist map of Thetis. And a shield.
Marrying Alistair to Honora would not have been my first choice. Still, it does keep the Therin bloodline alive, and Honora is a fine ruler. So I suppose I owe you thanks, Warden. All of Ferelden does.
Is there allies we can use?
We have sent messengers to Orlais. With any luck, the Empress will send us help within a week. I think it entirely possible, however, that she has written Ferelden off as a lost cause already, and will seek to defend her empire first. Perhaps the Grey Wardens of Orlais will be able to march and reach us in time. We should not rely on their arrival, even so.
I should get to my room.